you can't Niba?
So you pretty much flow with the goal.
I've come to the right place then.
Post Rolls Jiu Jitsu Podcast.
It's great to have you on the Post Rolls Podcast. Professor Jason is here with us, joining us. I'm Miles. This is Nick. You guys know us.
This is Nick.
That's what I said.
He went, I'm Miles, this is Nick. You just said it, Jason. You said, this is Nick.
I motioned to you.
You did?
I did. Oh. Yeah, my goodness.
I was looking at I wasn't paying attention, I guess.
We're not redoing any of this, by the way. This is it. We're live.
That's right.
So we like to do jiu-jitsu, and that amazing feeling after doing jiu-jitsu, we like to hang out afterwards and talk about it.
It's nice. Amazing.
So we got Jason Trudeau today, black belt. And lifetime martial artist, in fact. And then we have Jack Taufer joining us later, but we'll talk about that soon. So, have you listened to any episodes? You have, right? So you listened to a few of them.
I listened to a couple, yeah.
Nice. So it is the Post Rolls Jiu Jitsu podcast, but we kind of just talk about whatever. We usually wander around to Jiu Jitsu.
Loose form. Yeah, it's a loose form. Cheers, guys. Great to have you here, Professor. Bunch of professors up in here.
So, what are your guesses?
Give us a little.
I think Gentleman Jack.
Gentleman Jack?
Yeah. But it could be a bourbon. I feel like it's a little sweeter than Gentleman Jack. I don't know.
What are your guesses?
I mean, that sounded
Johnny Walker,
something
maybe?
sweet. Jim Beam, I think, is all we deserve. But
man, you guys need to up your game up.
I know.
Yeah,
What we got? Bookers.
It's Buffalo Trace.
Oh, respect!
Yeah, official whiskey of the Post Rolls podcast.
Friend of the podcast, Buffalo Trace. Shout out! Thank you.
Good.
I've never had Buffalo Trace. This is my first time.
Yeah, it has a nice vanilla taste to it.
That's the sweet.
Yeah. Yes, it is. So something super cool about you. Your wife just got her black belt too.
That's true.
So nobody should break into your house. I mean, they're in big trouble.
You guys gonna?
That would be bad.
Just tying some poor bastard up. Just no mercy.
I have kids. Do not come to my house.
Do you?
His address will
be
in the show
notes. Did your wife start training because of you, or did you?
Yeah.
Or did you start training together?
So Danielle, I had trained a couple years. Before, it depends on how long do you want me to talk about the history?
Dude, we have all the time.
Yeah,
all the time in the next 2 hours.
So like you said, I've done martial arts my whole life. I started when I was like 8. I did taekwondo, did hapkido, got black belts in both of those.
Oh, dang.
High school, I did like some kickboxing and kung fu, got up to a purple belt there.
Weak.
And then, weak. You suck.
Only 2 black belts so far in the story?
He has 3 black belts.
No, so far in the story.
It's only 2.
Okay.
I wrestled one season because I knew that I needed to know how to fight on the ground, but
nice.
I wasn't into it.
Oh.
After high school, I boxed quite a bit. I didn't compete though. I've never liked competing at anything. Like I also lifted weights most of my life. That's all for me.
I couldn't tell. You lift weights?
Yeah, I haven't in a few months. I've been working a lot. So I did a couple cage fights. Like I was
really
couch surfing with some friends in Minnesota when I moved up there out on my own. I grew up in Chicago, moved to Minnesota. One of my friends had fought a few times amateur up there, and we were just going to watch the fights. And
perfect.
One of their guys backed out, and they came up to him and they're like, "Oh, will you fight?" And
dude, that's so
he had
fucking
just had
amateur MMA.
Yeah, in a barn at the fairgrounds. But he had just had a piercing that would. He got like the Prince Albert thing, and he's like, "Oh, I can't do that." And I'm like, "Wait,
he had a piercing in his dick?
Yeah, a bar all the way through." Yeah,
before he was about to have an MMA fight.
He wasn't supposed to fight. They were asking him like, "Will you fill in?" And he's like, "No, I can't." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, did you say $300? Like, I need to eat. I will do that." And they're like, "Do you have any experience?" And I'm like, "Meh."
But you did jiu-jitsu?
No, not yet.
It was before jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I lucked out the first round. the guy shot on me. I got a guillotine. Didn't know how to finish it, but I leaned on the fence and I just squeezed until he couldn't. He just
Until he
tapped.
couldn't breathe.
No, he
works.
definitely wouldn't have gone out, but he couldn't do anything. I think he just gave up.
Wow.
Oh, really?
But then we had a rematch, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna run.
Wait a minute. That night?
No,
Okay.
like
Okay.
6 months later. Or
So you don't
something.
like competing, but you don't
It was the
mind
money. I
backyard,
needed money.
barnyard.
Yeah, I was not eating. The next fight was like $1,500 win, lose or draw. So I
What?
went and did that.
$1,500?
I know.
It was at a bar,
That's better than the King of the Cage.
That's better than it is.
and I won that one. I knocked him out. But
Did you?
Yeah. I realized
With what?
though, because he was on the ground like baiting me, like, come on. I'm like, no, I don't know what to do down there.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, I need to learn some fucking jujitsu.
Some stuff down there.
Yeah,
There's stuff going on
suck.
down there.
So I went and I joined Mario Roberto Jiu-Jitsu in Minnesota.
All right.
He's trained like Travis View, Tom Spear, a bunch of guys that were in the UFC.
Okay.
I did like 3.5 months, and I hurt my lower back at work. Couldn't do that anymore. That all like got better. Everything. I went and moved to Missouri to go to college.
Oh, respect.
Met Danielle like 3 days before freshman year orientation. My wife.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple months in, I started doing jiu-jitsu. And then once we had dated for a couple of years, she was finishing nursing school, was being an actual nurse, now working night shift. And the nurses were getting attacked in the parking garage at night. And I'm like,
This is in Missouri?
Yeah, in Missouri.
What town?
Springfield.
Okay.
It's like meth capital of the world.
Ooh, Missouri has a few.
Property is cheap.
You don't say.
We got East St. Louis. I'm from St. Louis, by the
Yeah,
way.
it's south.
Yeah. I got you. Shout out to Josh McKinney
Yeah.
and the I Suck at Jiu-Jitsu podcast. He's yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's respect.
Nice. I like that guy.
He's super cool. So he's holding it down there in St. Louis, keeping the crime off the street. So apparently it was bad.
Yeah. So I talked, and it's an open carry state. Like you don't need a permit to carry a gun in Missouri.
What?
But she was not comfortable. She didn't grow up around guns. So I'm like, all right, I can't protect you all the time. So I talked her into doing the Gracie Empowered Women's Self-Defense Program.
Awesome.
Nice.
I had been training once we moved down there with Brian Stubner. He and one of my friends owned a gym. They fell apart when it happened. Brian's a great guy, good teacher, but I was on the other side of the fence. And that's when Sean moved out with us.
Wait, you're on the other side of what fence?
Like when Brian and his partner split, I hung out with his partner that he split with instead of him.
Okay.
I chose the other side.
Gotcha.
So that's when Sean moved in with us, because that's who Brian was under. He was under Kyotera and Sean Bollinger.
Okay.
So after Sean had visited a couple times, that's when I got Danielle into the Women's Empowered. And like the third lesson, I think, it was like the wrist releases or something. And she's like, she just went like, wait a minute. I don't have to be bigger, stronger, or faster. I just need to know the trick for the scenario. And I'm like, yeah, that's all of fighting. And she was hooked. That was it.
That's
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
Heck yeah.
And that was how long? How long did she train now?
Going on 11 years.
Nice.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Took her 11 to get her black belt. Respect. Oh, perfect.
I've only gotten my wife to take like 5 jiu-jitsu classes. It's a struggle. Trying to get people into jiu-jitsu is like trying to convert people's religion.
It is
know
like
what
a religion.
It's like Jehovah's Witness.
They have to. Well, it's not that crazy. You're not a Jehovah's Witness, right?
No.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure I didn't just
But
insult
thank
your
you.
religion.
Jiu-jitsu is my religion. Let's be very
Me
clear.
too. Respect.
That's pretty much it. Sunday mornings, come to my house. I do private.
There
A
you
lot
go.
of my students are like, "Oh yeah, I've just been trying to get my friend to come. I can't, dude." Like they have to be called. You're never gonna,
Helio Gracie has to reach out to them.
Yeah.
Touch them on the.
Yeah.
What do you think
touch them
of?
on the what?
I didn't say. So, what do you think of the like in the Gracie programs where you don't roll for you can knock it out in like 8 months.
Yeah.
You can knock out the combatives, and then
But they don't give you a blue belt anymore, though, right? I think they give you like a semi blue belt.
They have a combatives belt.
Combatives
Yeah,
belt.
yeah,
But like, so basically, you're not sparring until 8 months into it.
yeah.
And so, one of the things I just learned recently is that one of the good things about it, respect. Helio Gracie's is listening. We knew he'd kick in when we started talking about his system.
I feel the spirit.
That's right. Was that you learn the gym atmosphere? So if you're there for 8 months, you get to it's gonna kick out people that are not into a gym atmosphere of like, you know, just a more
If you're rolling.
community. If you're
rolling.
not rolling. Do you know what I mean? So like you get, because you're there for 8 months, not rolling. You're just learning the moves, going through
Drilling.
the sequences, doing the kata.
Dude, finish.
That's it. Well, I'm just wondering what your thoughts on it, because you were just saying, we were just talking about how difficult it is to get people to do jiu-jitsu. And I wonder, I've been thinking about it more and more, because, I mean, the way we probably all started, I mean, I started, it was like, here's one move, go try that on that guy. I'm like, wait a minute, he just learned that move.
Yeah,
And
and
he's
not,
like,
not even positional sparring at all. Like, here's an armbar for mount. Now start from your knees and go roll with it.
yeah, that's right. And come up with some other stuff on the way. That's exactly how I started, and I loved it. Right, that was perfect for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that that's perfect for a lot of people. And we were just saying that like it's hard to get people to keep going.
It's not perfect for a lot of people. And here's the thing: it's just that jiu-jitsu is not for everybody. I'm sorry, Henner. I love Henner.
Oh,
He's a hero of mine.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. Because you were saying like it changes the gym
Everybody needs it.
atmosphere
Yeah.
if you don't roll, and I think it's the exact opposite. It's the fact that you are rolled. You do have to roll, and you have to face and accept your own weakness and shittiness
No.
at fighting, not at shittiness in life. Like, you just have to understand, like, oh, I'm not as tough as I thought I was.
Yeah.
And you either can handle that or you can't. And then if you're only drilling, you're just sitting there doing arm bars thinking like, I'm fucking great. I've got this. I have 100% success rate on all my arm bars.
Yes. Well, I actually think that it stomps out. That's not exactly what I meant, but I think that it stomps out the ego, because
Not rolling?
not rolling. Yes.
I see
Because
both sides.
You're there to follow directions. You're there to humble yourself and just do what you're supposed to be doing there. When I think everybody wants to sort of roll. I mean, that's the only reason I go to jiu-jitsu.
They want you before they do it, but it's the rolling that I think is getting smashed.
It humbles them too.
What do you think?
I think it depends on the person. Both answers are correct. If I were to own a gym, if I won the lotto and could just not care about making money and teach jiu-jitsu, I've said for a long time, I wouldn't let people free roll until they had 2 stripes.
Wow, there you go.
But the reason being,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Most of the time, this is sexist, I guess, but most of the time men come in thinking they can fight. And they need to be shown, nah,
You can't.
sorry.
Right.
Like, and that's what you're talking about.
Right.
But when you're talking about like trying to get females into it, or guys that have been bullied and aren't athletes,
Yeah.
those guys come in, they don't need to be humbled anymore. They need to be built up.
Yeah, 100%.
So
100%.
on that side, by
Interesting.
giving them just drills, and then when everyone else is rolling, like, no, you just do this another 100 times, get this good.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
builds up their confidence because of the success rate.
Right.
But on the flip side, if I just lost my train.
No, that makes a lot of sense. It does.
Oh, for
you got
rolling.
both ends. Yeah.
So you're also, if you throw somebody in there that they think they can fight because they watched UFC and they're out there getting humbled
Right.
because you got legitimate people that can put them in their place.
Are you saying
Maybe my wife, a big strong guy, if my wife puts him in her place, that's hard.
Yeah.
That's really hard.
Super hard. Have you seen it happen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah,
But then you're reinforcing bad habits. Like
Who's
in
bad
jiu-jitsu, that person is going to be doing things without knowing the right answers for the scenarios.
Right.
So their muscle memory is going to start to ingrain, well, every time he does this, I try to do this. And they're going to do that a long time before they realize they're doing the completely wrong thing because someone has to tell them.
Oh, you mean like if you just get them out there?
Yeah,
people
if
go.
new people,
See what you wanna
they've
do.
never seen a move. Let's say you've only taught them 3 classes and they were on guard passing. And then they end up in bottom side control.
Right,
They don't
right.
actually know
Right.
what to do there, and their instincts could often be wrong. And if we just allow, like, okay, good luck, they're going to be reinforcing those bad habits, because that's how I feel. You and I talked about this a little bit. Like Sean Bollinger, we both trained with Sean for kind of the same time period.
Yeah.
And he had great fundamentals. With us, he went through the Gracie combatives as well as the 10th Planet stuff.
Yeah.
But when I went to train with Steve Haydock, who's the guy who introduced me to
Boom.
Haydock,
Yo,
Springfield,
shout-
Missouri.
Respect. Steve Haydock.
He's the one that introduced us to the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and I felt like I had to learn Jiu-Jitsu all over again. Because I felt like I had all these bad habits that were just minuscule, but I had to, like, I was doing the wrong shit.
Yeah. I for sure had bad habits, and it was because this is a really common thing. This is not a particular to Sean, our or at least my first instructor. Actually, not my first. One of our first instructors, right? But it wasn't because of him. This was kind of common across jiu-jitsu at the time, in that I would just learn moves.
Yep.
And it would be like, but I never learned like concepts. It was like, okay, if I'm stuck in side mount, here's like 1, 2, 3 steps. But it wasn't like concepts of like, well, don't let them control your head. You know what I mean? Or like make sure you're facing them. It's just like, do this move. And then, you know what I mean?
Plug and play.
Right. Yeah. And then when I started learning like these basic concepts, but it's hard to like teach a basic concept and practice it. You can tell somebody, but then like to have them like go like, all right, now go practice that concept is kind of, it's intangible. You know what I mean? It's really hard to like to put into play. But like the way you're saying about if certain people that come into the gym that are not overly confident, right? Mm-hmm. That's why I feel like it comes down to like knowing your students, right? Like, so like if someone comes to my gym in the first few weeks, they're not all going to have the same experience. You know what I mean? Right. I can usually like read the person and be like, this person can just get out there and scrap and they're going to come out with a smile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're always going to live spar, but I might be like, okay, you're going to go with this person who I know is going to, I know that they're going to tap you out and then they're going to explain it. And they're like, all right, now try this. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're not going to let them just build bad habits. Mm-hmm. And like some people, like I had a lady come in today, first class, only men in the class. Everyone else, all men. This was at 6:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
And then a new lady came in first time. So like, she didn't really do a lot of sparring. I was just like, even when we went to sparring rounds, I was like, hey, I could tell she was uncomfortable. Yeah. She was uncomfortable with like, not the men, but her lack of knowing what to do. It made her feel self-conscious,
Yeah, sure.
So I was like, you're not going to go spar. Like, we learned a bunch of guard passes, and you're going to do like 50% resistance. You're only going to do that. Just work on passing, because that's at least something that you have something to try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is Jack.
Oh, nice. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hello.
No, I think that's the way to... I think that's the way to dictate who is going against each other.
Yeah.
Is a great, like,
so you're going to head to the house now?
In between. So it's like, because then you can decide. Who's who do you give me? Who do you think what am I going to do?
I give you like the easiest roles that I can.
Yeah, you're just like...
I don't want you to feel bad afterwards.
Yeah. Because I do. My ego is so fragile. Thank you for doing that.
I look out for you.
No, I appreciate that. I need to have something in this life.
I feel like knowing that's one of the reasons why, like we talked about this the other day. Like I don't want to get to a point where I don't know all my students' names.
Yeah.
That's gonna until there's another, say like another black belt who I trust equally to like guide students and be like, okay,
yeah,
and they're teaching their own. You know what I mean? Like maybe I'm like, I teach the 6 o'clock classes, and that tends to be a crew, like the same people. And then like, okay, you teach the 7 o'clock classes. That tends to be because most people are on the same schedule.
7?
No. I'm just throwing numbers. Okay. But actually, I do. Yeah, I got a 6 and a 7:30 a couple times a week. But then because all right, so maybe I don't know everyone, but for sure an instructor knows them, and they know what they need.
Right.
You know.
That's to me that's the best part of jiu-jitsu. Like I don't know, it's the relationships that you form, and then
for sure.
I mean that's kind of the way I started too. It's very personal. You're getting the teacher. They don't give stripes, right? Or they, if they do, it's not like a curriculum that you got to learn all this stuff. It's more of a man. I can see that you're ready.
They don't give stripes. Kind of fun. What do you mean?
Well, I just mean that it's not like this cookie cutter thing that you go through. So when I came up, it was it was when you were ready, right? And it was usually at like a weird time, like you'd just be training one day, and all of a sudden you're like, crack! There's your purple belt. Look at you. You're like, and then it's like, I don't know. It's kind of fun that way.
That's why I
agree. That was a blast.
Yeah.
When you never knew you were there was no promotion.
Right. Totally.
It's just
it wasn't promotion night.
Yeah, you're getting your ass kicked, and all of a sudden they're like, here you go.
Yeah. That's my instructor does like just twice a year. It's stripe night, and if you've been coming consistently recently, then you're getting a stripe that night. And if you miss that night, you're waiting 6 more months for your next stripe.
I kind of like that.
I mean, I get why he does it, but but I feel like I give someone a stripe, on the night. I just decide. Like, I roll with them before I watch them roll. I'm like, yeah. Because then like, oh, I actually earned this. Like,
totally.
Dude, there was one night, I tell this story a lot. There was one night where I did not realize it was stripe night.
Is that me?
No.
It's Helio.
Hey, I will say this, though. The sound is less fuzzy.
Is it?
Not plugged in. Did you notice it? It sounds clearer in the microphones.
Maybe it does.
There's usually a buzz in our headphones. There's not right now.
Helio Gracie doesn't like stripes. Obviously. It's like, whoa, stripes.
But I remember there was one night where it was promotion night, and I guess maybe I had been out of town for a week or something. I didn't realize it was promotion night. And I came to the gym, and I was like, I'm gonna box tonight. Like, I just brought my gloves. I think it was a gi night or something like that, and I was fighting then, so I was like, I don't want to do the gi. So I just brought my my boxing gloves, and I was hitting the bag for an hour, and then I'm looking around like, there's a lot of people here tonight. It's like 40 people in the class. What's going on? And then I realized slowly, like, oh, it's promotion night, it's stripe night, and I think I was a 3-stripe brown belt.
Oh my god!
I really wanted that.
So you slid out of your boxing gloves.
And no, I think I didn't have a gi. I forget. I was like, dude, I'm going out to the car, and I'm looking through my stuff. Didn't have a gi anywhere, and I lived down here at the time, so it was an hour and a half. I couldn't like go home and get a gi.
Okay.
And so I'm sitting there like leaning against the cage, just looking through the cage, just watching. Every single person got a stripe, and I had to wait 6 more months to get my 4th stripe. I was like, John, I'm here. I'm right here.
That's that ego, baby. Get that ego, little smasher.
Oh, yeah.
He just made eye contact and didn't break it.
Yeah, the whole time.
There.
He's striping everybody.
Like, stop looking at me. Those stripes.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing. But I like that. I mean, I don't know. It's just more a family feeling, and as the gym gets bigger and bigger, I've been a member of. I was trying to figure out the other day, but like over 10 gyms. I've been a member for more than a year.
Wow, homie hopper, huh?
Yeah.
Same.
I moved, guys. I moved. It wasn't just in the same town.
Similar.
Yeah. But at the big gyms, the owners that have to deal with 400 people, more than that at a time. They're it's like they talk to you for a moment, and then they go off and like it's not an interaction. It's just sort of It's just sort of a charade.
But you get in those bigger gyms, the camaraderie comes from closer ranked people, right? Because the bigger gyms you're going to have
100%.
Like SDBJJ, when we joined, there was probably 800, got to be close to 800 people when we first moved here and joined there.
Yeah.
And there would be like 12 black belts on the mat. Every rank would have at least 10 people. So yeah.
Wow.
You have your community inside.
Yeah, like
the
I might not know everybody's name, but it was kind of like adopt a lower belt. Like if you came enough,
totally.
If you're a white belt and you're new, a purple or brown belt was going to become your best friend.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the owner can't remember everybody, but you rely on the community that you've built to extend that community.
Yeah, for sure. The other hesitation I have for like a school that size. So here's my plan: is that right now where we're at, I have a ceiling that I'm gonna hit, and that's I have a specific number, and we're right there. And if I get past that number, I'm gonna start like raising my prices to discourage.
Yeah,
because your evening class is
normal.
packed,
More times, right? Yeah. Because I want to level off, like right where we're at. Because the shit. Why did
Good problem to have.
Yeah,
there's so many students.
But the thing,
it's so hard.
I can't even fit them all in.
Just stop signing up at Prism Jiu Jitsu. Sign up to Prism Plus.
Yeah. PrismPlus.com. Shout out. So I know that there's a difference with Paulo, right? But let's say when you get that big, there's a difference. But I would say if a gym that has 200 people, right? A 200 person gym is manageable by a person. It's a person can manage that size gym.
Okay. All right.
But if you go to 250, that's once you clear that number, like you need help. You need front. You need staff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
sure.
Like, you need like someone cleaning all the time.
So I was gonna say, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the difference between 200 and 250, you're not making much more money, if any, because like you just need more signups just to pay for the staff that you just hired. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Once you get to 800, that's different. You know what I mean?
800.
So what's a good, like, you're right. There's all these ancillary costs, but just along the lines of instructors, what would you say is a good ratio? I mean, is it for every 100 students there should be a black belt? Is it for every 200 students there should be a black belt? What would be ideal, knowing that there's that extra cost, right? Like you have another instructor, you might have to pay them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's really tough.
Because I feel like with what you're saying, 100 students per black belt would probably kind of balance out if they're doing different time slots.
Well, I mean, the one thing is that, like, I think a lot of people underestimate, and I'm sure you know this, but what people don't realize is how many people, when you say there's X number of memberships, there's a lot of those people that don't use that membership.
Right.
You know,
or they're here once a week.
Right. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Flavor's just signing up. They got 1,000 members. 25 show up. But
We miss you all. Come back, Blue Birds.
Come back. And for me, it depends on how many classes you're willing to work.
That's
teach,
fair,
you know
too.
what I mean? Like,
if you're living at the gym.
Right, yeah. For me personally, 200 is about as many people as I can have in my head.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? After that,
I forget my name sometimes.
Names. Yeah.
It's like, what? Come on, I've been
Well,
here.
you don't pay membership.
That's
so
true.
I remember your name if you pay it.
Fair enough.
That
Just
seems
falls right off. You're like, I'm at 201 right now. What was your? It just slips right out.
That's about as many people as I feel like I can hold in my head.
That's more than the
And
number.
I do try
150 is supposed to be the number.
150.
You can have a relationship with 150 people at once.
That's what.
I'm sitting good at like 2.
2
Well,
even.
maybe 4 people.
Yeah. Perfect.
4 people. How many people are? And then my wife. Yeah, 4.
right.
I want to get into the depth though. We were talking about Paulo. How many times have you caught him?
Oh, I can't. I know.
We don't kiss and tell around here.
No, I'm not going to do that.
I would have definitely clipped that into a short, and I would tag
Miles,
them.
I actually think, if I'm being honest, you're the only black belt I've rolled with that I haven't caught.
Is that right? Me right here?
I don't think I've tapped
This
you yet,
guy?
have I?
Wow.
Have I caught you ever?
I don't know. I wasn't counting.
I think you're the only one. I mean, we haven't rolled a ton, but you're the only one I haven't caught.
Respect, sir.
Nice.
Thank
But that
you.
doesn't mean that I'm. I mean, some of them I
Don't worry,
got
he
lucky.
will. He will.
I will. It's
Yeah,
coming.
of course.
Fucking
Of course.
coming. In fact, that's my whole weekend. I'm going to learn how to be Miles.
Everyone wants to know how to pass a butterfly guard.
I felt okay there, but I didn't try to attack. I'm working on that. My base is getting better.
Mm-hmm. It was. You did great today.
Dude, I for the longest time I'd roll with Miles, and I would just bang my head into the wall, like I'm going back in that butterfly guard. And
You would. I know.
Now I just go butterfly guard. I would just back up, and crawl away. No,
It's a glorious guard. But that's why we were just talking about. That's why we are buddies. I found a Prism ad in Escondido, and I'm like, what? Who's this guy? The ad was glorious. I'm like,
Beautiful
who is
hair.
this?
Beautiful hair.
yeah.
Who is this super professional guy in this ad?
Thank you, man.
You know. And I'm like, I'm showing up. You get free classes. Yeah, I want a free class. You know?
I wonder. I don't remember what the ad was.
It wasn't. You weren't in it.
Oh.
You weren't in it. It was.
You just said all this stuff about the
it was
beautiful
Black
guy in the ad.
Mats. No, I didn't say the beautiful guy. This beautiful ad. It was a beautiful ad.
Oh.
I said you're beautiful.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not that you're not beautiful.
You know who was probably in the ad was Sergio.
Yes,
Friend of the podcast.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Sergio, respect. Get back to that weight, Sergio. You're looking good then.
Get back to that weight. Oh man.
Sergio's getting married, kind of free flowing, brother. You know, just stick back on the horse, man. Sorry, is that too much? Somebody needs to tell him.
What was the update on Jack, by the way?
He was at the gym.
He went to the gym.
Jack, come on.
So I'm guessing with when he should be here in like 10 minutes.
Okay.
We'll have like a half hour with him.
Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, it's all good.
Oh, you make me feel bad.
So
Sergio,
you had
I
asked
love
about
you.
the combatives. I'd like to visit that again.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
One of the things that I found when I was learning 10th Planet, they have the warm-ups, and that's kind of their core curriculum.
Oh, I
Right.
want to talk about that.
And then there's like the obvious paths, like there's the lockdown path, and then there's the rubber guard paths.
Okay.
And that's kind of my exposure there.
Okay.
When I went to Steve Haydock and got exposed to the Rickson Gracie
Yeah.
curriculum, it is, at least my understanding at the time was, it's the combatives, but with a lot of detail. Like
Interesting.
stupid level of detail.
I love what you said earlier.
And the thing
Can
that...
you- yeah.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, yeah.
What you said at the end of class
Yeah,
about
at the end of class
instead
today.
of if then, it's like
Yeah. So, okay. So what I said, my experience with Rickson Gracie Jiu Jitsu, a lot of Jiu Jitsu that I had been taught up until I met Steve was you go to do this move because it's what they present you with, and they somehow shut it down. You transfer to the next move. Like it's a constant flow, which is
Yeah.
great. You need
Yeah.
to do that. That is purple belt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then with Rickson Gracie Jiu Jitsu, it's more like, I'm going to do this move because you gave me this opportunity. But once I start down this road, everything you try to do to stop it or every roadblock is kind of a fuck you. No.
yeah.
Like, I'm going to make
Oh.
this move happen because I know all the little details and ways you can shut it down.
Yeah, you've preemptively
Yeah.
shut
like
down.
I'm ready
their
ahead of
options.
time because of the depth of knowledge. And that's what Steve had with the combatives. But the thing that I find with everybody, Helio Gracie's back.
Respect.
With everybody that...
We should all
like,
just bow our heads.
Yeah.
that hurts my neck. I can't do that.
Dude, if we that became a thing and then we didn't explain it in the future, you know, someone watching it,
just stop
just
doing
and we all
it.
just
I'll do it at home with you. A lot of the things that I see, especially that you probably don't have this so much because you're teaching most of your classes.
yeah.
But at the bigger gym, you know, they have multiple people and there's kind of a theme or a topic of the week.
Yeah.
Students could go for 2 years and not see the same move twice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in jiu-jitsu. So how does a white belt ever learn how to make any of the moves work
Right.
if they only see them once in 2 years and they get a blue belt somewhere in there?
Right.
And then their Instagram is just covered with stupid moves
Yeah,
against
the
people that
good
are
luck,
letting
right?
them do them.
So the thing that the combatives do, the way I have one student right now. Well, actually two. One is a distance learning student. Kyle, if you're listening, I still remember you.
Oh, shout out.
He comes out
What's
every
a distance
couple.
learning student?
He lives out in Phoenix.
Oh,
and
like a
he'll come
long
out-
distance relationship?
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Okay.
He comes out for like a weekend. We do like 18 hours of training, and then he goes home and drills it.
Oh, okay.
Respect.
And then I have my friend Marcos. His son is my private student now. And the way I'm giving the white to blue belt in my mind is a self-defense belt. You're learning to beat everybody else. It should work against jiu-jitsu too, but we're learning to beat everybody else. And then once you get your blue belt, jiu-jitsu against jiu-jitsu more primarily. But I'm using the combatives. Thank you.
You're such a caveman. You're just like
Oh, yeah, you can
you're
hear it.
silencing the mics.
I had no idea.
But you're amazing.
I thought you were just
and
being
we're on-
affectionate, and I liked it.
I do. I mean, I'll be here for you. Whatever you need.
So I find that by going through any curriculum, the combatives
Yeah.
are great because they
Yeah.
kind of touch on the major points. But when you go through something and it recirculates every 6 to 9 months, and then you're getting a stripe every 6 to 9 months, so your blue belt's taking you 2 to 5 years to get,
Yeah.
and you're seeing the same shit over and over, you're learning the details that make it work. You're learning like,
Yes.
oh, so this is the detail I missed, even though he taught it the same way the last 3 times.
Right.
It's so crazy.
Tell me about
And
that.
so I think that really helps. And I think more about like my wife. She's a unicorn in my opinion. She's a female black belt.
Yeah. 11 years, too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Incredible.
she didn't shortcut anything.
Yeah.
If I would have had her immediately start with like, all right, here's a couple moves, now go roll, she would have quit. There's no way she would have
Wow.
liked that.
Yeah.
That's what we did with the stand up. Like we were teaching her taekwondo at the same time, like some kickboxing stuff.
Yeah.
And she didn't like that. Like she's not certain people can take it and smash and come back. They got
Right.
that fighter in them.
Yeah.
But the majority of people don't. The majority of people are like, no, I wanted to learn how to do this in case some asshole does this to me.
I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what the Gracies found out. I think that's what
and
why they
circling
realized that.
through a curriculum where they can like learn how to troubleshoot builds that
Yeah.
confidence.
Totally.
I'm gonna open the. I see you sweating, and I'm sweating too.
I'm a fatty.
Are you guys?
I'm sweating also.
I'm just nervous.
Miles
staying
is,
cool.
he thermoregulates
That's true.
That's because he
Breathwork.
ice baths all day.
All day.
all
That's what I
day.
do. It's ice bath.
Having a curriculum is huge just to be able to repeat the information. I didn't realize that for a long time. I remember this is still too true to an extent, but I remember telling everybody, like, I would just teach moves. Excuse me. I would just teach moves, and then I'd be like, you look through the moves, and then you'll find there's one that will just kind of stick out to you.
Yeah.
And then there's moves, we all have had that where there's a move where you didn't need to see it again. You're like, woo, you know what I mean? And then, you know, and then so I would just teach in a way that would kind of be like, some of this will just stick here and stick here and stick here. And then now it's more like, okay, I'm going to make all of this, or as much of this stick as I can, by doing, you know, repeatedly doing the same things and repeating myself over and over again. You gave me like a not a life changing, but a career changing quote, which was good leaders repeat themselves a lot.
Man.
You know,
I like that.
Yeah, it's
I really like
it's
that.
not intuitive at all.
No.
Because you feel like you want to tell everybody what to do and they should do it.
Yeah, and you
they
feel
don't.
weird if you say it again.
Yeah,
You're like, oh,
you feel like
it feels like they're gonna say, thinking, I've heard this before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which sometimes, you know what I mean? But I just say it as if I've never said it, and I say it over and over and over again, and it sticks much more, you know, for
the
sure.
The games have been great. I love how you're incorporating the games into classes.
What did you call it? The ecological?
Ecological approach, ecological dynamics.
You brought that up to me in the same week as like 3 other people from different gyms.
It's coming hard.
It's becoming a big. It's coming
and
hard.
You were the first one that talked to me about it, and I had a text waiting in my inbox when I left talking to you that same day.
Huh.
Drew, if you're listening, I'm here for you too.
Dang, shout out to Drew.
He teaches in Arizona as well,
Nice.
he's under one of Hickson's black belts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's go.
I want to go. Let's go into Hickson stuff. So, are they? Well, I guess I can ask Jack too. But what's the? Are they giving? Are they applying breath work to stuff?
So that's one of the things that I want to go over. Yes, but I haven't had a private about that. I've talked with Chris Burns.
Okay.
If you're not following him, you should.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You guys too. Like, his shit's amazing and funny. He's like Van Wilder.
Oh, respect. All right. Shout out to Chris Burns. Let's go.
But
which one is Chris Burns?
He's the Australian dude, but he doesn't sound Australian.
Yeah. He's like a super white gym. Everything's white.
Yeah.
Or like modern art on the walls.
Locals, I think.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's
I love
coming
his
out in
Instagram
August.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get some privates in with him. He's doing a camp in Reno with Jack, and then he's coming out to California.
Cool,
dude. If he comes out in August, I will super try to like promote.
I might be able to help.
A seminar.
Yeah,
you know
we might be able to make that happen. I have to talk to him.
Okay. Yeah.
I have access to his online stuff.
Yeah.
If you are at all interested in Rickson Gracie Jiu Jitsu specifically for fighting, his stuff, I have a stupid amount of, like, I don't make a lot of money at all. We barely get by, but I spend a lot of money on jiu-jitsu because that's what I'm passionate about.
Right.
My wife too, which is like the trifecta, right? My wife is okay with it.
Yeah,
right.
Awesome. It's awesome.
But I have access to all of his online stuff. I'm folding my arms so I don't silence him. And he doesn't teach, like, he's not teaching you how to do a move. He's teaching you how to teach the move.
Really?
It's guided towards instructors, and it's pricey. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
But it's fucking good.
Wow.
And it's stuff that I apply instantly. Like, I'm teaching that shit anyway, so I'm like, oh, well, now I can try and, hey, look, I learned this yesterday.
Yeah.
Hey, remember last week I told you this? Well, we're going to modify it.
He put something on Instagram. Talk about, like, you're talking about dumb Instagrammers, right?
Uh-huh.
He's the opposite of that. But he teaches, like, super basic moves that you've seen before 100 times, but his personality makes you want to watch it. And then,
that's awesome.
And then the but
details.
then it's another level. So I would, if I saw like someone go, I'm going to teach you a Kimura from the close guard, I'd be like, scroll, you know. So his personality like captures you, and then when you watch it, you're like, actually, fuck. Like, so he really posted a video about a Kimura from the close guard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I've probably done 5,000 Kimuras from the close guard.
Okay.
You know?
And counting.
And I mean, let me say this: I've drilled 5,000 Kimuras from the close. How many have I done live?
0.
10, 20,
Because they
you know
don't
what I
work.
mean? Yeah.
Sorry.
But then he showed this detail on like how
You
to
need to
like
watch his video, apparently.
That's right.
Yeah, you're gonna watch the
That's
video.
right. That's not true.
Because dude,
I'm
I've
sorry.
gotten a bunch since
Yeah.
then.
Have you
Since
really?
then.
And it's just
Yeah.
little details, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a video about like it was about weight placement and how to like make them
Were you hip
bear
bumping
all
them, or
your
are you
weight if
trying
you're the
to-
smaller person.
Okay.
No, it's just like reach over and grab it.
Really?
You know what I
You're
mean?
not
Yeah.
even making them post or nothing, huh?
No.
Dude.
All of
I'll
his
show it to
stuff is gold.
you. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Changed my life.
Respect.
He's the one that opened the door to this Rickson Gracie stuff for me.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
But he's
He's
the one that I've
Australian?
talked to about breath work. Because I
Okay.
have asthma. You guys know.
Uh-huh.
The 4 of you watching might not. I don't know.
Oh,
We
I
have
think there's that
76
many.
subscribers
76?
on this channel.
Hey,
better.
everybody
You're
like
three of
me on
them.
Instagram.
That's right.
Trudeau_Samurai.
Don't forget the donkey punch that bell.
That's
to
But I
make
have-
sure you get
yeah.
the latest.
That's right. Drop kick the subscribe.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what we're doing over
Somebody's
here.
listening.
I have bad asthma, and it's worse in California from anywhere I've ever lived. Phoenix didn't bother me at all. Where I grew up in Chicago area, Minnesota area was kind of half. Here, I feel like I am 350 pounds and I'm eating nothing but cake. Like I can't breathe.
Oh my
Really?
God. That
Like
sounds
this
so
morning,
good.
I had to hit my inhaler just sitting on my couch when I woke up. I'm like, damn, sounds like I'm whistling. So breath work has become a very you and you've actually helped me with my breath work. You
Awesome.
sent me some videos and things. We've had little discussions on the box breathing. I've been incorporating that a lot.
Amazing.
But I asked Chris over social media because he's in Australia and I never know what time it is there. I think they're actually a day ahead of us. Like how the fuck does that happen?
They're in the future.
13.
Yeah, they're in the future.
13 to
Yeah.
16 hours depends on what part of Australia you're
Jack
in.
might be here. Let's hope. Everybody say a prayer.
Helio Gracie.
Hello.
I can open the gate.
Are you here? Did you go past the gate?
It's open. He said
All
it's
right,
open.
somebody will meet you.
You can hear that.
The
That's
usher
in the
will meet
recording.
you.
I love it.
You're on live camera right now. Don't
Thanks
say
for-
anything naughty. All right, the usher will be out in a moment.
All right, nice. I guess I'll be the usher.
But
All right. Be right back. You guys keep going.
so breathwork. So he's the one that Chris Burns turned me on to that book I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Dr. Belinda.
Yeah.
I am horrible with names. Who was it?
Oh, it's,
Breathing for Warriors.
Breathing for Warriors, yeah.
And I have realized that I am failing at breathing. That's as far as I've gotten so far.
Okay.
We had to do the rib
Measuring
measurement.
the torso,
and my friend
yeah.
Kyle, one of my distance learning students that trains under me,
Yeah.
he got the book as well, and he's way ahead of me. And he's like, hey, man, I scored an 86. I think that's what he got. Kyle, if it was
Wow.
an 88, I'm sorry. And I'm like,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
I took the test, like the rib
Yeah.
expansion. I got like a 54.
How many-
I'm like, fuck you.
How many inches? How much do you have to expand?
I have no idea.
So I've
It's
done the
a math
expansion,
thing.
but yeah.
And I did the math. I failed. It's the first test
Wow.
I've failed probably my whole life.
So Belsa Vlanche,
Yeah, that
I think is
sounds
her
right.
name, and a good friend of the podcast, Marty Josie, who is a longtime jiu-jitsu practitioner and created a course called Breathing for Jiu-Jitsu.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, and kind of created around the concepts, the similar concepts, because he went through her course.
So that's something I plan on asking Jack to go over with me specifically this weekend with
Yeah,
one of our
man. Cool.
moments. Because I feel like I'm starting to understand, like, you and I, like, we're
Yeah.
having conversations. I'm able
Yeah.
to monitor my battery a little better. You know,
Yeah.
Adam Schmaltz helped me a lot with that. Like,
Yeah, he's
understanding the attack initiative versus conserving my energy with my asthma. Adam was a huge influence on my jiu-jitsu. Love you, Adam.
Dude, Adam's the man. He's
Dude.
in North County. I mean, I would say he's one of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners there is. And he's kind of, not that he's undercover, but it's, I mean, he's
Kind of.
just a white guy.
He's like a
that,
ninja.
yeah, he's not,
No one
he's not a
knows unless you
Brazilian
know.
guy. Yeah, no one knows unless you know.
Yeah.
But Mission Street Grappling Club. Mission Grappling
Coming
Club
soon.
is coming soon. And yeah, it's going to be
I've grappled with
off the
some
hook.
like big names, and Adams makes me feel stupider than some of the big names,
Dude, yeah, Adam's just a brutal, and he's gonna smile at you while he's
Great dude.
getting it done. And
But he helped me as well. But that's the only like experience I've had with actual breathing is Steve kind of talked me through
Okay.
some of it. You, Chris.
you never been to any of my classes, though,
No,
right?
I'm poor, man. Your
Oh.
shit's expensive. I keep just trying to steal
Professor.
knowledge around the.
Get it? You have an open invitation now.
Yeah. We're recording. Yeah.
All right, we got somebody famous here. Is
respect.
it Elvis?
It's Elvis.
Elvis.
This is the left entrance.
Jack, cheers. Miles.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you,
Yeah,
sir.
nice to
Chair,
meet you.
you are on.
Where do I sit? Yeah.
This is for you. You are on.
What's up, brother?
Camera.
So everything's live and we're having.
Yeah, we are on
rolling.
air.
We're just having fun.
Millions of viewers. Joe Rogan's sharing our stuff.
Of course. Yeah. Tell me what's up. Tell me giving that the $40 back because we have to. Anyway.
Joe Rogan owes you $40.
He took 40 from you?
Of course.
I'll find it.
This stuff's free.
I'll take care of
Gives it away on YouTube.
We'll make a phone call.
Let's make a phone call.
That's what we're doing.
Wait, there's
Here, you gotta get on the,
story.
Check out
the
the
cans.
check out the camera.
See where you're at
And
here.
yeah, you gotta get in a
we
little
gotta
tight.
squeeze in
Get
front
in
of
a
it,
little
make sure
tight.
you're in.
You guys gotta like hug.
A little tighter than you want.
Cuddle
We're
up to
gonna
this
be
guy.
No, you don't have to scoot this way. You just gotta scoot into the.
we're gonna be
desk.
doing jiu-jitsu by the time this podcast.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It
Is it weird?
You hear
You're
your own
used to it.
voice.
Well, you can hear yourself beat on the table and stuff. That's what it's for.
As long as that's the
That
only
was a
beating
scolding.
you guys hear.
Adam did the same thing too. First time I see it, he was just like, and then.
You can hear it. I can hear it right now.
You're still not in the shot.
Professor,
On the screen there.
give Professor a cut. For goodness
have any-
sake.
Yeah, I do need an object to pour that into.
there's-
Yeah,
Coffee
like
in
a
that.
gentleman. Here,
Okay. Oh, that does smell like coffee.
here, I got you.
It's
I got you
okay.
one. I
It'll
got
be
you one.
fine.
Hey, I want to know why the bottom of your whiskey glass has like a little. It looks like a little dissolved powder in there. What was
That's
in
for
your...
Jack. Shh, shh, shh.
A little bit of
We're
math.
starting the weekend
A little
out
bit of
right.
math goes a long way. That's fine.
I mean, is that Rickson Gracie style? A little bit of
Recharging the batteries.
Hickson is getting hip replacement.
Yeah,
Well,
I heard.
Is he?
he told me
One more
this
scoot in.
is so weird. It's
You're out of the camera still.
One more scoot in.
okay. I'll do
Just
this.
get
There
it
you go.
there. Jack, thanks for being here, man.
That's perfect.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Thank you for having me.
Honor.
Met this gentleman.
Cheers, guys.
I use that
Yeah,
term.
everybody. Come
Yeah,
on
use
in.
that term.
This individual, this human, this male,
Yeah.
white male.
Identify as a white man.
white male with the privilege. Met him through a friend, Chris Burns, who's
Yeah.
That's what we were
Yeah,
just
there you
talking
go.
about.
See, yeah, keep it scooted in. Look at you. You can see your cute face.
You're
Look at you.
okay. Yeah.
Looking good, my friend.
Okay, so I don't know. I normally sleep too much, and
Yeah. We're just
Use your sexy voice.
trying to keep the
I don't
content
really
good,
sleep
man. Put a fist away from your mouth. That's what Rogan says. There you go. I don't know. That sounds
Don't do that.
perverse. Sounds a little perverse.
so
Yeah.
I normally sleep too much. Don't know why. So let's start this off with a bang.
Okay.
Okay.
So
There we go, Jack.
2 bangs.
Cheers.
I was born. Well, my parents got married May 18th, 1978.
Oh my God, we're starting at the very beginning. All right, let's go. How much time do we have?
Jiu-jitsu.
We're doing a full Rogan right here. 3 hours. Do you
My
have 3
brother
hours for us?
Quinn was born May 18th, 1979.
Okay.
Okay.
I was born May 18th, 1980.
Really?
What?
And then my dad died May 8th. Oh shit, that's me. Fuck.
That's why we can't have nice stuff, Jack. Jesus. Come on.
This is why we can't have
This is important. Is this important right now? There's at least 6 viewers right now listening to that.
Guys,
I'm
why are we
disappointed.
always disparaging our viewers?
So,
Just remember
we
to
got
share us, Joe.
The 6 viewers.
It's not live.
And the 3 people, and I disappoint myself. So it's like, dude, like
I'm proud of you.
You know, we're 11 in like 4 seconds. So I'm off to a good start. All right. I am putting that on silent.
So everybody's getting born on the same day, which
Oh,
is
it takes
wild.
a twist. Hold on. Go ahead, Jack.
You know the story.
May 18th.
You can't do that. I got in trouble.
Thank you.
And
You
then
left off
my
with
dad
your-
died
yeah.
May 18th, 2011.
What?
So for me, this is just a really special week. It's a really special time, and
Wow.
it's just a special
Incredible.
everything. So
Yeah.
then this dude, last time I was here in California, they hosted me and we hung out, and I had the opportunity to
Fell in love.
we had our moments. There was some choking involved.
There was a moment when I was in the mount position.
I was mounted, and there was some choking, but we don't have to get into the details. But
And then we did jiu-jitsu.
What were you thinking?
Nothing.
Okay.
That's good.
That's what I was talking about. Anyway, so no, we met through a mutual friend. My buddy, he used to fly me down to teach him privates and seminars in Melbourne, Australia, and
Cool.
so I'd gone down there like I don't know how many, 5+ times. It could have been 6, could have been 9, it could have been 4. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, you've been there.
Yeah, used to go down there all the time, and then became very dear friends with this dude, Chris Burns, and he was my student.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then he caught up and probably surpassed me.
Amazing.
And so he's been taking privates with Rickson, and decided that he just wanted to preserve Rickson's art, and
Amen.
Rickson's jiu-jitsu it's substantially different than many versions of
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu currently. So
I'm a massive fan.
of Chris or of Rickson or
of Rickson. Of Rickson. I mean, I've just
we
been
were
following him
just
forever.
right as you got here. We were telling him about how awesome Chris is. I only know him through his content that he puts out, but but it's great.
yeah, he used to fly me down. Him and a guy, him and his business partner, they brought me in, and I was their instructor for them for like years, and then Chris then just started like coming in and learning from Rickson, and just sprinted like a fucking gazelle. You know what I mean?
That's what you want
And
of
the
your
guy-
students. I mean, you're there to open the door.
I'm not his instructor anymore.
Yeah.
He like
Respect to him.
he might be, but well, I'm not going to admit that. But but anyway, so he's doing his own thing now, and he's just been crushing it, and he's so competent and capable. And I don't know what that sounds
That's
like.
Helio Gracie's ghost.
That's Elio Gracie. Yeah, he comes.
He comes and
goes.
visits.
You're talking about his son. Talking about Rickson. He wants to know what's up.
Yeah.
I'm confused that Chris is Australian.
Yeah,
Me
same.
too.
He does not sound
He's
it.
an American. No, he's an American.
Oh, okay.
And then ran away from home and just dipped out to Australia when he was like 14.
Wow.
Like as
And
far
then-
as fucking possible.
He's like a reverse Craig Jones.
Yeah.
Went to Australia,
Opposite,
did
yeah.
jiu-jitsu.
And then his parents are like, "Hey, you're coming back?" He's like, "No, I live here now." And they're like, and he's like, "Also, I'm getting married." And they're like, "What is happening?"
Oh, shit.
And so that's Chris.
I've heard it's good there. The men are men and the women are women. I don't know what that means, but I've heard that.
Tell me what you
Australia.
think it means.
What do I think it means? Well, I'll tell you the stuff that I do. I teach the Wim Hof method along with
Oh no shit!
jiu-jitsu.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No,
Dude,
yeah.
that's so dope.
Yeah, super cool. It's because they go together quite nicely.
Like
Because
lamb and tuna fish.
Stress. That's right. But in Australia, it's massive. The Wim Hof stuff is absolutely massive. But here, it's like men.
Dude,
I mean, no big deal.
Let's get you down there because
Yeah.
you're gonna get along with Chris. If you do the Wim Hof thing, then you could teach and you could do some seminars. Like, get after it.
Amazing.
And then Australia.
Australia sounds
yeah.
Can I just come
so
with you
fun.
guys? Because I don't have anything to offer, but I'd like to go.
I will carry bags.
For sure.
I might even fit in a bag.
Listen, our bags are going to be huge, so just
We'll
get
get
these
you. We'll
bags.
get you in the bag. Can I have a mixer for that?
Dude,
Yeah.
all I
You
got
got
is LaCroix. That's all I got.
I have
What did you bring me
wheat
into?
beers.
We're drinking
am I
whiskey.
here? No. I'll do a LaCroix and then I'll do a whiskey after that.
Okay, no,
We
we're
drank
out of
the
whiskey.
rest
They
of
drank
the
the rest of the whiskey.
There was whiskey
Jack,
We have
at
you're
2
late.
o'clock.
We have a cooler of beer.
Beer. Tons
We'll
of beer.
go to a bar after. In fact, I'm gonna make drinks at home.
Dude, I thought you were going to take care of it.
I'm sorry.
These are amazing.
I'll take
Wow.
it.
A wild wheat.
Okay, so
love
I'm going to do, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to impress you all.
Yeah. Put them together.
I'm going to do a wild wheat and vodka.
So that's like vodka's kind of playing guard. And then while it's like, I'm going to try and pass guard, but I'm not.
I feel like I'm pulling guard right now.
It's it's a butterfly guard. I mean, obviously, that's a Tito's. That's a nice. I think
Also,
that
Jack's doing a
wonderful.
seminar at Prism tomorrow.
That's right. But
Be there, all 76 people.
this won't come out.
They're going to be
This won't-
76?
This
Well,
won't
that's how many followers there are to
We're
this.
76 subscribers.
Yeah.
on
Works for me.
YouTube.
Okay, that's fine.
There could be
Let's go.
3. It might just be us.
I'm
We
just
don't know.
coming.
You're a disappointment, and I'm just happy to meet this guy.
Yeah, he's
And,
beautiful. Look at his hair.
He's like a little exclamation point on the.
He's buddies with Huron too. Did you end up training with Huron?
No.
Oh, what the fuck!
Oh, we've got so many
I want to
questions
train with
for you.
Huron someday. That's a dream. Huron, if you're listening.
Well, I gotta hope that Huron isn't listening because I went on an anti-Henner diatribe. Remember?
A little bit.
Dude, that's like one of my heroes.
Well, no, they said that he's awesome. I just disagree with him with their business plan.
Oh no.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, I don't keep his schedule, but
We'll make it happen. That'd be great.
I guess we're not invited.
Got to know people.
no.
Now they do a black belt gathering.
Yeah, I went to the last one. It was cool.
Oh no, you did. You went to the second one. I
Yeah.
missed you there.
It was
To the
such a cool
first
thing.
one, but not the second one.
Yeah.
And the way they did it was so, I don't know how they did the first one, but we
Yeah,
like broke
tell
into
me.
groups and they're like topics and they're
Yeah.
like, hey, if you know some shit from this position that we give you that feels like you're cheating, that's what we want you to show. And they were really empowering because there was something
Super
that
cool.
I did and Henner actually was like, dude, you need to show the whole group that.
Wow.
I'm like, what?
Respect.
That's
So
cool.
that was pretty cool. Like I teach in front of big classes and don't get nervous. I was fucking nervous there.
Yeah,
It's like
dude.
150 black belts.
Yeah.
And Henner and Huron like, oh, and Chris Howder, like, come on,
Yeah.
dude.
How was there?
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
I rolled
Yeah.
with one of his black belts. It was fun.
How many black belts were there?
I don't
200?
actually know. No, I think it was like 150. It was a lot, though.
It's a lot.
The mats were full of the
Super
green
fun.
mats.
Did you do the dinner
Which are like,
afterwards?
yeah, I did. Pogo de Chao. And then I
Oh,
was
yeah.
a fanboy.
Fogo
I
de
got
Chao.
autographs on all my shit.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Brazilian. That's Brazilian barbecue, right? Fogo de Chao.
Yeah.
Never had that in my life.
It's good.
People tell me I have to.
It's coming your way.
I know how to make the bread things now. I learned.
Oh, really?
You just come to my house. I'll take care of it.
It's the same.
Cheese
It's
bread.
just exactly the same.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
The cheese bread balls.
Yeah.
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 So Jack, you're here and to share some of the.
Gotta stop hitting the table.
You're here to share some of the amazing knowledge that you've accumulated throughout your.
I don't know that I'm worthy of accumulating knowledge, but I can tell you some little bit of weird stories and some adventures that I've had.
Oh, dude,
That's exactly.
share some weird stories.
That's exactly
Start
what we
there.
wanted from you. We wanted a humble Jack that is ready to. I mean, I'm really interested. What year? What year did you start?
Jiu-Jitsu.
96.
Who's
95.
Whose garage are you in?
Technically, it wasn't. We were renting mat space. I was under Peter Sauer.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
So here's what happened.
Yeah.
But before I get into it,
Sure.
what is the theme of the podcast? What's the principle? What's the like?
The theme is
do you
that
guys
we're
just fucking hang out? Do you?
May I? So we call it post rolls because we roll.
We should have been on the mat, and then I spent
You were there
2.5 hours.
You don't have to. You don't have
driving down
to.
here.
But yeah, so that enthusiasm that you get after you roll a little bit. I mean, the juice, the dopamine, the adrenaline. It's super fun.
And the whiskey.
And the whiskey afterwards, whatever you need to do. I mean, we're just trying to be an entertaining jiu-jitsu podcast.
So there's not there's not an exact theme. You just kind of
No, we're just people that do jujitsu,
and then
we're
we talk
hanging
about
out.
it afterwards.
Maybe we talk about jujitsu, maybe we don't.
30%
We're just
talk about
jiu-jitsu people
jiu-jitsu.
hanging
We
out.
just talk
Yeah.
shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out I do jiu-jitsu, so I could talk about
Nice, perfect.
it. So I was this like fucking just punk rock skater kid in Utah. And Utah's relatively safe, but and like it's a clean city.
Okay.
I literally got chased down a couple times with my sister as we're walking back from, it's called anyway, we're walking back from this little store. These guys jump off these cholos fucking jump off the porch, come
So
after us.
self-defense scenario.
So we're running and we hop a fence and we're like so that was scary.
Yeah.
I got punched in the face and my skateboard stolen. Like,
oh,
so it's
brutal.
Yeah, it in my mind it all just kind of like it was in a relatively short time.
And that's in Utah? Who's training there?
So in 1994 to 6.
Dang, pre-UFC. This is like...
No.
UFC was 91.
Yeah. Okay.
So my uncle showed me UFC 5, and Hoist actually, he's like, you gotta watch, he hadn't seen it, but we watched the Hoist lose to Shamrock, but then he showed me all the other fights.
Yeah.
So it was UFC 5.
He lost to Shamrock in 5?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he choked him out in the first one.
Yeah,
and then he lost, well, it was a draw. He got the fucking shit kicked out of him.
Gotcha, yeah.
He got hit hard.
Right.
Fucking, yeah, like
Dan
it was
Severn,
bad.
everybody kicked the shit out of Shamrock. Or out of Hoist. Yeah.
Well,
but he'd still win.
Beat Chemo. He beat Severn.
Right.
He beat anyway.
He had some wars.
Lots of wars.
Yeah.
And came out on top, except for that draw that he had with Shamrock.
Did they do decisions back then? Like, what made it a draw?
Because the fucking pay-per-view timed out, and so they just
really?
It was a 30-minute fight. He literally
like it's over.
He literally fought 30 minutes, and they're like,
so they didn't have judges' decisions yet.
No.
Oh, okay.
It was either
so good.
It was either win or a draw.
Ah, okay.
UFC
knockout, submission, or that's it.
And
Or a draw. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love the
That's
OG
awesome.
stuff, man. I started in '98, so I mean, I had
Close.
Yeah,
like similar, very similar.
Yeah.
So, this is before there were contracts or like waivers.
Okay.
I didn't actually tell my parent. I'm just like, I need to learn how to fight.
Heck yeah, you do.
So I took the bus with my skateboard.
You got a new skateboard. Sorry to bring that up again.
Too soon.
Yeah, fucking Tony Hawk, Taufer, Anyway, so I took the bus, met Pedro, took a private.
He's in Utah?
Yeah, Salt Lake City. So what was crazy at the time is that there was all the jiu-jitsu in Brazil, but outside of Brazil, there was SoCal. So and I went.
You heard it. Yeah, you heard it. Yeah. You got that bass. The bass in your fingers, baby.
808.
You got it.
Emphasize the point.
By the way, that's what I tell the girls. I got bass in my fingers. Listen to this. So
Hilarious.
there's
Keep going.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so in outside of Brazil, there was basically Brazil. I think at the time that year, Henzo was in New York. He might not have been, but let's just assume he was.
Okay. The
So
beginning.
it was basically Henzo.
Yeah.
You had Helson in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And everyone was in SoCal. So the Machados and Rickson and Hoist and
Yeah.
the boys were not the boys yet.
Yeah.
So everything was happening there, and Pedro Sauer, who basically grew up as a Gracie,
Right.
Salt Lake City. So I pulled open the yellow pages,
That's right.
and I looked up Gracie Jiu Jitsu, and there was 2 Jiu Jitsus.
Okay.
There was this dude named Walt Bayless,
Okay.
and then there was Pedro Sauer. So Walt Bayless is Google him. But like the old school originals.
Okay.
But anyways, and then there was Pedro Sauer. So I called Walt, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm awesome." And then I called Pedro, and he's like, "Man, he was my student. I fucked that guy up." I was like, "Can I have a lesson,
Sold.
please?" Yeah, I'm like, and so I just went and had a lesson.
Wow.
And so I actually went to the first place that I went to is Walt Bayless's, and this
Can't
guy was.
scoot back.
I know.
scoot
I'm
up.
gonna do it anyway. So there was a guy turtled, and then this other dude just using as much strength as humanly possible.
Yeah.
And his arm was like, and he got the tap.
Yeah.
So I was like, I thought jiu-jitsu was about, efficiency.
Yeah.
Let me go see, okay, I might go there. Let me go to the Pedro school, see that.
See what they're doing.
And then, there's a little less strength. And then,
a little less.
Yeah. And, Pedro is just a consummate gentleman and just like highly professional and like 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So I got my blue belt from him and then...
Amazing.
Keep going.
Met someone, moved to California, and then I've been with David Kama, who's a 6th degree under Rickson.
Under Rickson, yeah.
So I've met Rickson, I met Dave and Rickson in 1996 in Tampa at a seminar, random seminar. You did the, train with them for a little bit. Went back to Utah till about 2000. So
this is when Rickson would like roll with people, everyone at the seminar or something, right? 96.
I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah.
Rickson is undergoing a surgery currently, but I rolled with him last week.
Okay.
He's a fucking monster.
Is he still? I mean, I heard that his back's better, right?
Chung said the same thing.
He'll fuck you up. So that was me being a jerk. But
he will.
I'm telling you.
Whoa, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Shots are fired.
Not really. That's just doctrine.
If he didn't, I'd be mad. I'd be like, what is this?
Yeah, you'd be so disappointed.
Yeah,
right?
I got you.
I have a dream to just meet that man.
Meet Rickson?
Yeah, just to be in his presence.
I thought you said beat him. I was like,
meet.
To beat him.
Meet.
I'm not going to say that.
I would never even try. I would be.
He wouldn't come if you did.
That's
beat him.
That's the Michael Jordan.
I took a seminar recently from Francisco Mansour.
Yes.
Yeah, oh no shit.
That's who he was
Right
under.
Yeah.
Mansour, no shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because so my instructor is Joe O'Hara.
Mohair.
Yeah, and then Francisco. So they were both there.
Yep.
And Francisco was talking about Elio, and he was like, I've trained with Elio like thousands of hours. Like we've rolled thousands and thousands of times. He's like, I passed his guard one time ever. And he was like, he was 84 and I was 68 years old.
Wow. So cool.
Yeah.
No. No. That's incredible. So, Mansour would be one of the legends that I would. I mean, guess like.
Yeah, it was cool, man. I mean, the seminar was mostly story time, which was that's what I was there for.
That sounds great.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I was there for.
I did Pedro did a seminar in Salt Lake City, and technique was cool, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
But then it was story time, and I just
Yeah. It was the
Story
best.
time.
It was the best. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I never even met a red belt. It was him and Joe, and then Francisco's son, which I'm forgetting his name, who was a coral belt. And I was like, this is the most red I've seen ever in my life.
And the son's a coral
You
belt.
leveled up just being there.
What's that?
You leveled up just being there.
Yeah.
And I can smell it on you. It's weird.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Hey, that's something I didn't know about.
Sorry, Jack. Was that you? Sorry.
Yeah, it was cool. So, what's your best Rickson story? Let's start there.
Ooh.
Or actually, we're actually getting
Let's
close.
hit it.
We're getting close to ending there. Well, I have to leave in like 6 minutes, but
You gotta be kidding me.
I am
I know.
so sorry
I
for being
have
so
to.
late. It took me 2.5 hours to get down here. I did
That's
not
okay.
expect traffic to be like
Where are
California.
you coming
You
from?
got 6 minutes
Orange
for the
County,
best Rickson
and then,
story.
you have 6 minutes to tell me the best Rickson story you've had.
Oh man.
But when I have to go, you guys can keep
Why
going.
don't you just beat it and I'll hang out.
Okay.
What do I need to do? Shut it off.
I mean, he's got to hit the red button.
We're
up
just
there,
gonna
red
go
button
till the
here.
battery-
We're
Everything's
not
all
gonna
gone.
stop.
Of everything.
We're just gonna.
He's
You're gonna come home tonight. and We're gonna be like, "Hey, we're drunk. Come in, bring more beer."
Hey, we're still here. This is an 8-hour podcast.
If you forget to monitor it or something, and it shouldn't die, but if it runs out of memory or this runs out of memory, it's like
Then we're done.
it's gone.
finished.
No, like it's gone. So when I leave, what I can do is I can stop it,
Okay.
and then I'll turn it back on.
Can we stick around for a little bit?
I don't care. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
for sure.
All right.
And crash your villa.
It's an amazing place, right? You
He
gave us
bought
the
it from
driveway.
Usher.
Like, pulling up, I'm impressed. I'm like, I don't know why you let him in, but like the fact that he has friends like
I
you.
didn't bring him in the main house. This is.
Oh, this is
I wasn't allowed to meet anyone.
He's like,
She even kept the dog away.
Came into the service entrance.
yeah. So the service entrance for the service dog.
Right. Yeah. All right. Best
Okay, yeah,
Hickson story. 5
let me
minutes.
just.
Let's go.
I fell under pressure. I don't know.
He's a powerful force. That guy.
He's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
That's a fact. This is not. Anyway, so this
I'll
guy.
give you a moment. Do you want a moment?
I do need one, but I'm gonna fill the void with just one quick story.
Yeah, hit me.
This black belt shows up. So he kind of disappeared a little while after Hodgson died, and he went to Brazil, and he got a divorce and separated, but then Crone started fighting, and so Rickson goes, "Listen, I'll cover Monday and Wednesday classes."
That's crazy. You got Rickson on Monday, Wednesday classes.
At 11.
Yeah.
So also fuck you. Like who you can drive up to Los Angeles at 11. Yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah,
That's all I like.
Not
New
an
classes,
evening,
baby.
not Monday, like not a Saturday, like anyway, so he was teaching at Monday and 11. Sorry.
What school was this?
Crohn's.
At Crohn's School.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
in Culver City.
Okay.
So right after 4-5, bang bang. But Monday, Wednesday, 11, and then Rickson was teaching both classes, and then the next year he taught the next class. Actually, okay, so I changed course of my stories.
Okay. No problem.
And what happens in training stays in training, and it's training.
Right.
Usually.
For sure.
But not right
Yeah.
now. So
Not a B team. B team, they just drop those videos.
They put it
and
all
like-
out there.
Yeah.
Nick makes highlight reels on me when we roll.
Yeah, that's true.
Did he? Did he do that? Did you do that?
His highlights.
okay,
His
like
highlights.
I'm not doing the seminar. Fuck this shit.
It's all going to be recorded. It's on TikTok.
Actually, please record it and put it on video and do whatever you want with it. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
But I'm just gonna say, because I'm in rare form right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
So May 18th was my birthday, so I came out here May 17th. Flew in. 18th, took my brother. Went out to dinner at Mastro's. Had the best steak of my life. And
Lovely.
the next day, my brother came down, had a dope ass thing, but it was like 3 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep,
Okay.
10 hours of sleep, 10 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep, and last night 3 hours of sleep. So I am run ragged, and here I am having a drink after being run ragged. So you're getting a unique version of me. So,
Amazing. I'm really excited.
yeah, and now I have to go fucking deal with this guy for the next couple of days. Anyway, which I'm actually looking forward to. So Rickson decided to back up Crone and teach classes and take some of the weight and the pressure off of him.
Okay.
So that when he's getting ready to fight and stuff.
Yeah, so he's like, you focus, you train, you whatever, you're my son, I gotcha. So he was teaching Monday and Wednesdays, and as I said, and I probably should shut up, and like I also said, I'm fucking tired and hungover, and I've been on 3 hours of sleep for the last like 3 days, so...
Oh, it's going to be a good... I mean, hit us. Here we go.
I'm trying to remember the guy's name. You all know who he is.
His name doesn't matter. Let's go.
If he's famous, it matters.
No, he's famous.
Does it? Is he?
Yeah, he's famous.
Oh, they came into the studio. They came into
He
class.
came into, like, he's like...
How
I
long
heard
ago? Was
Rickson
it solo?
Was it a challenge?
It's not solo. No, solo, but...
Famous
a
for
different
jiu-jitsu or famous for like...
Jiu-jitsu.
Was it Ashton Kutcher?
Jiu-jitsu fan.
Oh, okay.
No, but... he
We'll
was
just say
fucking-
someone famous.
Anyway,
Okay.
just give me a second. My mind is going really slow.
All right. You've used 4 of the 5 minutes.
He goes... well, I think I have about 1.5 minutes left, so I'm going to speed this up. Rickson he's like, hey, you know, would you like, do you have time to roll with me? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, Hickson was like that. Just
No.
No, he was
The
saying
other
that
guy.
to Hickson.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's saying
Fuck,
that.
no,
to
Hickson was like this, like, I'm just kidding. No, so,
give him
the
the
gentleman, I will remember his name.
It's fine.
And if we're off camera and
That's
I remember it, I'll tell you. But
We'll put it in the show notes.
and you don't mention what happens in training because it's training.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hickson rolls with him, goes in his guard, and he's got a very famous guard.
Oh.
But he goes to half mount, half guard, whatever.
Okay.
There's Elio. Okay,
Yeah,
got
it's
it.
pissing him off.
Doing it.
Yeah.
And anyway, so there's this pass that Hickson does from 3/4 mount. Well, it goes from half guard to 3/4 mount
Okay.
to Hickson passes.
Okay.
And then the guy was so stubborn, he didn't let Hickson pass.
Okay.
But because he didn't let Hickson pass, he had to tap out. So Hickson ended up forcing his
Really?
submission. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you show us that pass tomorrow? Can we?
We'll do it right now, right after.
Okay.
Before you have to go.
I don't know if we did.
So that is like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave this guy's name out of it.
Scoop again.
Okay. Yeah.
Gonna leave the guy's name out of it. And he's like, do you want to work on an attack?
That's
And
what
he's
Hickson
like,
said.
yeah. And the guy's like, yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, what do you want? He's like, I'll take your back. He's like, cool. So Hickson
Hickson just lets him.
and then he pulls him off and then arm bars him. And then it was just, I was like, are you kidding me? Is this real life? And he just goes, there was no space.
To escape.
Yeah, there was no space. He was just like,
Wow.
there was no space. And Hickson's not invincible, and I've seen him in trouble, but he can protect himself and then sustain himself and then wait and then create an opportunity later. So,
Wow.
the guy's good. He's earned it.
Yeah.
And I've
You've seen him in
it.
trouble.
Oh, yeah, of
I
course.
feel
Yeah.
it from the people that have trained with Hickson that I've been blessed to train with. You can feel the difference. You and I were talking about this earlier.
Wow.
But I'll show you right now. Let's go, and then we go back, and then you get out of here, and then we can keep chatting.
That'd be fun.
Well, I want to learn it. Just show it tomorrow.
I'll do it.
Yeah, there's no room in
actually,
here
if you
for
want to.
kids.
We don't
Yeah,
have
so-
mats here.
But we don't need mats.
Oh, my
But,
God. It's standing. You're going to submit standing, is what he's saying.
No, it's a guard pass.
No, it's a guard pass. You can go to
No,
3/4
it's
mount.
it's a 3/4 mount thing, and there's just a little weight distribution, couple of little
Crankage.
nuances and that stuff. But
He's quite a
I'm-
force to be reckoned with.
who?
Hickson.
Hickson or this guy?
Just, Nick's pretty good, too.
Both.
Nick's pretty good, too. Right. Yeah, I mean, I kind of put him in the same, like,
You know, 1A,
Maybe like a 4 or 5 year old Hickson.
The A squad, the B squad, the X squad.
getting there. Getting there. He's got a little
Yeah.
time.
5-year-old Hickson. That hurts.
No, that's a compliment, dude.
Dude, get out of here so you don't have to run.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm going to show you, but I know I'm going to see you tomorrow. By the way, I've just been thankful all week, and it sounds so stupid, but thank you for inviting me and
yeah.
introducing me to these gentlemen.
Oh, yeah, Nick's the one that owns prison, by the way.
I know. Yeah.
We talked. Yeah.
I'm nobody. Isn't it? That's
This is
totally
Miles.
fine.
He's the
I'm just-
godfather.
I'm sure just
All right,
He's the guy with the
having
tracksuits.
fun. That's right. That's
Tracksuit.
right.
It's honored to have you here. We're
Yeah.
grateful.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
we're excited.
I feel more than grateful, and I really appreciate just getting to know you guys.
Yeah,
and
likewise.
thank you so much for hosting me.
Of course.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Excited for it.
I literally will do everything I can to take care of your students and
Cool.
represent. Hopefully, I showed you some stuff that's worthwhile. But
Of course.
I try to put in the effort and
Nice.
yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're we're excited to do it. It's gonna be,
Dude,
be cool.
respect, brother. Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Let's cut it there, and then we'll move on. If you
guys
want
want to keep going?
Yeah. I don't know. Is
I
that
want to
okay?
keep talking to you guys for a little bit.
Yeah.
And fuck this guy.
Whoa.
What?
Wait, I gotta.
That was nice
that
enough for.
escalated.
I like it more and more. I gotta be honest.
All
I'm
right,
gonna pee in your yard.
Intermission.
And then,
so guys,
That's
here's
so
what we're
weird
gonna
having
do.
those.
We're gonna pause the recording
Okay.
and then restart it. So if you're listening right now and the podcast ends right here, you know that Miles fucked something up.
Or no, I fucked something up.
very-
I might
we
be-
had a
I might
lot
be
of
dead
fun
in the-
after it
I might
stopped.
be dead in the parking lot. I might be dead in the parking lot.
there's gonna be a lot of N bombs after this.
Whoa, whoa, okay.
Jeez.
And then hopefully you enjoy the rest of it. I would say, so it's 3:26.
Yeah.
You guys should be good for like 20 minutes, I'd say.
Okay. All right.
At least
wrap it up. A little
20
wrap up.
yeah,
A little wrap up
20
sesh. Okay. I can do that.
Usually when I wrap it up, it doesn't take 20 minutes, but
Nice. All right, that's it.
Intermission.
All
We'll
right.
see. Cheers, there's more.
yeah, let's
Take 3.
There we go.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, we're back. We're back.
Third time's a charm.
That's right.
I fucked it up. I fucked it up the first 2 times, and I'm welcome to be allowed back for the third. So this is
He
good.
just went and beat up Miles in the garage just so everyone knows what we were doing.
I
It's
did
true.
not.
I'm exhausted. So sweaty.
Humiliated all of us except for Jack.
No, but that's amazing. I mean, so I took one seminar with Rickson in Brentwood, California. That I saw it coming through my feed on Facebook one day, and I saw it. I'm like, oh my God, Rickson's gonna be here. I'm gonna go there. And I call them, and they're like, no, that's for our students. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna fog up the window.
I'm showing up.
So yeah, I'm gonna be there. So you can either charge me and I'm coming in, or I'm just gonna take notes outside the window. And so they said, okay, fine. You one ticket. You have one. You can come, and that's it.
You and you alone.
And I show up, and I push the door open. The bells ring, ching, 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 as I go in the gym, and I see Rickson by himself. He's sitting there on the mats. They had 2 mat spaces, and he's sitting there by himself, and he looks up because the door rang, and then I saw him, and I was like, oh, and I like looked down. It was so weird, and I was like, why did I just look down? Why did I feel the presence of him, and that did that to me. And so I promised myself, like, okay, I'm not going to fanboy out with him again. And then so when we did finally all gather, 60 of us were on the mats, and it was real quiet, and he's warming up. And I'm like, why is it so quiet? Nobody's talking to him, like I'm super stoked to have him here. And I was already a Wim Hof instructor, and I love the breathwork stuff. And so I decided, I just tuned down the fanboy stuff, and I walked over and I just said, hey, Master Rickson, thank you so much for being here. I'm excited about this and that and the breath work. And this is in 2018. Nobody gave a shit about breath work.
Yeah, right.
And so we had a half-hour-long discussion in front of everybody about the breath work and how Kron took the 10-week Wim Hof course and passed out twice. And we just went back and forth, and it was really amazing because, I don't know, when you meet these people that you've idolized for a long time, and then and you actually have a real conversation with them, which I did. It changes everything. And so a lot of the stuff, and then I sat out after the whole seminar. I sat out in my car and I actually took notes of everything we did to try and remember it all. But a lot of stuff that you showed me today is those things. I've been doing Jiu Jitsu for 25 years, and then you're like, here, do this, and I'm like, I'm doing this, and this should work. And then you're like, no, just do this. I'm like, oh my God, this works.
Yeah, I'm don't know how to articulate my thoughts right now. I feel the exact same way that you do, and what you just said, I feel the same way still. And I started in '96, and I'm not done learning, and I'm just starting to learn. So it's fun.
It's incredible that I think there's so many things you can take from jiu-jitsu in your life, because everything looks the same. It's like you're following these same paths. But man, if you know the techniques, if you know the posture, if you know these he calls it invisible jiu-jitsu. And it really, it is. Just from just some of the stuff that we were going over.
Feel it.
And you're showing, like, that looks no different. That looks no different than for what I'm doing or anything. But all of a sudden there's a turn or there's something that's happening that you can't, that you can only feel. It's pretty incredible.
And it's not going to stop. And the founders are still finding it. Mm-hmm. Elio's still had he been here or had he been around right now, he would find it. And then what was cool is that like he had a lifetime of developing it and like working things out and like being a scientist in the laboratory and putting his life on the line, and that he figured out all this stuff. So when he perfected it, he gave that perfected version of it to Rickson, and then Rickson and Hoyce and Horian and all those guys, they had a lifetime of now refining that perfected technique. And who knows what's going to happen in the future, but it's like it's never going to end, I don't think. So it's fucking cool.
One of my favorite memories of the Choke documentary is during the credits. Have you ever seen this? So Rickson has a scenario where if you're mounted and you do everything right, you trap an arm, you trap a leg, but if you just roll over, you're kind of rolling over your forehead, and a guy can, an unskilled guy can stop it. But
his hand, like,
if you drop your ear to your shoulder, all of a sudden, even that post doesn't stop it anymore.
Yep.
And he's showing Elio that in the credits as the credits roll. How about that? That was one of the things I think that Rickson figured out.
Yep. And I asked him about it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, listen. Why is your shit different? Oh, I just do my daddy's jiu-jitsu. It's I show my daddy, my daddy, and I'm like, nope. And I go like, the fucking mount, dude. No, your daddy doesn't show that. The hoist doesn't show that. Nobody except for you shows that.
Yeah. Why is it different?
And he goes, oh, it's just my daddy. I'm like, no. Like, let's cut the fucking bullshit, dude. Tell me what's up.
Yeah.
And so...
Why are you talking to Rickson like that? That's fucked up.
I know. He did choke me. He literally broke my arm after that. So that might be a true statement.
Okay.
But he goes, okay. And I saw him finally go like, I broke through whatever the social veneer, the social like, oh, my daddy, jiu-jitsu, yeah. And then I finally got through the wall, whatever the wall is. Whatever reason he has a wall, I don't know. Whatever. He was just being polite and being humble and being respectful. And then he looks at me and he's like, Jack, I think of it like a scientist. I think of it like an engineer. I want the highest bridge for the longest distance possible with no stopping. And that's why I do it this way. And I was like, thanks for being fucking honest. But he's like, I want the highest, longest bridge with no interruption. And then when I do it like this, and that's why he does his bridge. He's like, I have the highest, longest, strongest bridge that has no interruptions. I don't go left and then right. I don't go up and then down. I don't.
Right.
He's like, I bridge, and I never stop. Sorry.
Wow. So there's no in nature. There's no straight lines. So you don't go up and over. It's waves.
Yeah.
So he is following a wave.
Yeah.
To the strongest point, potentially.
Yeah, and and I am not a spokesman for Rickson. I'm not a representative for the guy. I have so many faults, personal faults, whatever. Okay. But that being said, I've spent enough time with him to realize, like, we only had a couple of moments on the mats together.
Yeah.
And I would like to have more if we can. But I will show you connection, weight distribution. I can his jiu-jitsu is a connected, cohesive, organized, principle-based, probably philosophy-based organization of knowledge that is exhibited. Sorry, I'm sounding all like weird and profound and all that bullshit.
We like it.
Okay, but it's the underlying principles of every aspect of his technique are executed in physical form, and it's fucking beautiful. And I'm obviously never going to know all of it, and it's going to change. And he used to teach it this way, and now he teaches it that way. But dude, like what?
Could we get into breathwork stuff at all? Because he doesn't seem like a lot of his.
I don't think I'm the guy that talked about breathwork, but you know who is Chris Burns.
Man, I mean, like Henry Akins doesn't share a lot of breathwork stuff, like a little bit, but like it's weird that. Like, I mean, I think were people just so uninterested? Because obviously that's people that listen to this, they know that
Who wants to breathe?
Yeah, who needs that?
Somebody just gave me. I get hate online. Believe it or not, I know it's hard to believe, but
I mean, I've never met you online, and I already hate you. So
perfect.
Yeah.
So
yeah, right.
so just you could come lump into the rest of them.
Just jump on. Yeah,
that's right. But what people were saying is that like the Wim Hof method, that those people are addicted to breath work. They're addicted to breathing, and they're addicted to getting high. And I thought,
wait, can I do that?
I think you are doing that.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I think we're all addicted to breathing.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you don't like getting high, like, I don't want to be your friend. I mean, the high is inside. There's euphoria and all these amazing things are inside.
Yeah.
And so not considering that breath work would do that is insane to me. So yeah, I've been fascinated by why I had to interact with him specifically, and it's not like this sort of long running thing within all of his disciples. That was one of my burning questions I wanted to ask you.
I'm not the spokesman for it.
But in the middle of the class, does he do a breath? Like, how does a class? Could you just run over a Rickson class? Like, kind of.
Yeah.
Is it anything out of the ordinary, or what do you think?
No. He pretty much. So, you'll do the standard warm up. So you'll do a little jog, little sideways hip maneuver to loosen up your hips.
Sure.
So, like, kind of like what soccer players do.
High knees, tap your ankles,
high knees,
all that.
And then, what he always does, so those are like just like activities to get your body warm and loose. So,
totally.
always starts the same. Period.
Yeah.
And then, the zigzag with the hips, the high knees. You run, slap your ankles, but then he'll do like. I'm touching the table and it's going through the microphone. But you'll run backwards and you'll do that. So that.
Ooh, backwards runs. Good.
Front rolls, back rolls.
Sure.
Hip escapes. So there's like just like the standard.
Yeah, and variations amongst those, right? Yeah.
But there's the standard.
Yeah.
And then if he's gonna teach a judo throw, or he's going to teach, then you'll do a movement that is very specific to the class that's about to be taught, and it's a warm up and it's an execution of technique that's going to be about the specific technique that you're going to do. But it's always the same. But let's just I'm making up a number. It's the same 10 shit. You're doing fucking 10 things.
Okay.
And then you'll do like 3 that specifically relate to the class, and then that's what he does. And he'll do probably the coolest class that I had ever had with the gentleman was on connection. Actually, it was on one of his philosophies. It's called the middle. So you've got weight distribution.
Yeah.
You've got connection.
Yeah.
And he always brings those elements into that.
They're massive. Yeah, that's the invisible part. The connection's invisible.
But do you know what's as important? It's
No.
called the middle.
Okay.
So every position has the middle, where you're not overcommitted, up, down, left, right, sideways. You're in the middle. So when you're in the middle, you're not overcommitted. And when if I'm at plus 10, and you pull me 1 or 2,
Yeah.
I'm overcommitted forward, and I'm fucked. If I'm minus 10 and you go, I'm overcommitted backwards.
Yeah.
And if I'm leaning this way and then you go, let's go that one more than you wanted to. So I'm not in the middle.
I see.
So earlier, we're on the podcast and people don't know what just happened.
Right.
You know, right before we got on the microphones and put the cans on and all the shit.
Yeah.
But when I'm in your guard,
Yeah.
or you're in my guard, or whatever, but you engage your hips and you're neutral,
Yeah.
you're in the middle. So when
That's the safe spot. Being in the middle is the safe spot.
it's the only right spot, and every single position has it. Standing has it,
Yeah.
clinch has it, ground has it, mount has it, cross-side has it, bottom cross-side has it, half guard has it. Every position has a spot where you're safe because you're not overcommitted.
Yeah.
And then whatever this motherfucker does,
Yeah.
I can make him go more than he wants, less than he wants, or whatever. But
His
you're
stalking
in the middle.
when he stands.
Yeah.
I noticed how he would sit down in the middle when he would stalk, and we would walk forward.
I'll show, and I'm not the Rickson Gracie representative of the world, and
I got you.
I need so much improvement, and I'm still learning, and I'm just a beginner. But I will show you a version of the middle of every single position that you've ever learned in jiu-jitsu, and if you go a little bit more, I'll show you why it's wrong. But if you stay in the middle, I'll show you why it's right.
Amazing.
Yeah. And like I said, I still have so much to learn. But
Dude, well, it's been an absolute honor to have you here. I think we had a great time. The stuff that you showed, I mean, I got a little private lesson earlier, which was, it's so many, after doing jiu-jitsu 25 years, it's, I don't know if it annoys me a little bit that I forget some of these things, but these nuances, I mean, you learn them again, you relearn them. I think the amount of positions that we can get in is infinite. And so when people say, I want to learn it all, like, okay, yeah, no, you're not going to. So pick a game that feels good for you and continue on. And the journey is infinite because the amount of moves the amount of positions we can get in are infinite.
it's never going to end, and this is why we can be friends forever, because it's never going to end. And we're both going to keep learning. And what's crazy is, so you said 25 years?
Yeah.
I think I might have 28. I might have 29.
You got a couple on me. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact you can show me things that I've never seen before and things that I need to work on and help me out. So that's the cool thing about jiu-jitsu, is that we can not stop. We can just get after it.
That's it, fellas.
All right, dude.
It's my honor. Cheers. Great to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
Always a
I don't know
pleasure.
if I always mess up handshakes and I make like white boy problems. It's white boy problems. Don't worry about it. But
Guys, thank you if you've made it this far and you're listening. Thank you so much for listening. This is the Post Rolls Jiu-Jitsu podcast. And we got Nick has Prism Plus, amazing place to learn jiu-jitsu from the ground up or add in a little bit of pieces if you're missing something.
can I drop a plug?
Yeah, baby, that's why we're here.
Where are we? Oh, we're over there.
know. Yeah. Look at the camera.
Yeah,
Say what's up.
Prism Jiu-Jitsu. What is the date?
Tomorrow.
25th. Okay,
Yes.
May 25, 2004.
And so this is going to come out after.
2024.
Whatever.
Yeah.
25.
This is going to come out after,
27.
but hey,
500 million.
500 million.
Whatever, dude. I'm living in the future.
You're going to come back. You're going to come back and visit, and we'll get a appropriate long form podcast, and we'll do it before you're going to be here, so that everyone can come visit. Because I'm super excited to go, and I know that the people that go to your seminar tomorrow are going to get an immense value. Like, it's really hard to quantify.
Okay, so
how
here's
cool.
the deal.
Yeah.
I'm fucking awesome. But
Whoa, it's hard to be that awesome though.
trust me, I make it easy. So it's like they say pimping ain't easy, but man, I do. No, okay. But what I wanted to say is I don't know your viewer base. I don't know the demographic. I don't know exactly what's happening here. But what I would like to say is I apologize. I apologize for taking approximately 3 hours in Orange County, San Diego traffic to get here.
Oh.
But I appreciate
Forget about it.
every second being here, so thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, sir. Thank you, Professor. Professor.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Do it again.
This is a blast. We'll do more. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks
All right.
again.
Thank you,
Cheers.
sir. Thank you,
Yay.
sir. Thank
All
you,
right.
sir.